There's more on Newsnight on BBC Two at 10:30, but from the 9 o'clock news, good night.
Good evening. There's been strong local reaction, particularly in Berkshire, over the decision by a committee of MPs to scrap the Crossrail link between Reading and Essex. The link was to have been the centrepiece of the government's vision of rail transport in the future. The £2.6 billion route would have run from Reading to London, from where it would have run under the capital and then overground to Essex.
At the launch of Crossrail 2.5 years ago, the link promised to save time and effort for commuters. But it's understood the committee of MPs who voted 3-1 against the plan today were worried that train and tube services in the capital would be affected. The decision has been met with dismay in the Thames Valley.
I think it's a very short-sighted, ill-considered decision, and it will mean that all sorts of opportunities, once again, will have been lost.
It sounded very exciting. I'm sorry it's dropped.
Disappointed, really. I think we ought to be spending more money on rail services as opposed to roads.
Crossrail remain committed to the project and say they will continue talking to the government about how it can be achieved.
Investigations are continuing into an explosion in Worthing which destroyed the home of a 93-year-old widow. The explosion is the latest in a series of incidents in the town which have happened during digging work to install 9X cable TV. Ivy Shepherd is only one of a number of people from Worthing affected by the work of 9X contractors. Local councils have received scores of complaints about the cable-laying operation. 9X say they're investigating the explosion. They added that they're working closely with local councils, but with such a large operation, some disruption is inevitable. That's the way it is for now. There's more regional news, of course, on breakfast time at 6:30. Now for the weather that eclipsed everything, Bob McElwee.
Good evening. For the next 2 or 3 days, the difference in temperature between the North Sea coast and the Irish Sea coast could be as much as 10 degrees.